Real Reviews, where we take a look at major Hollywood releases and let you know if they're worth your time, money, and patience. I'm your host, Walter Banasiak. Today we're changing things up and highlighting one of Governor State's very own student productions. The name of the production? A Beautiful View of Nothing. Joining us for the discussion is the writer, producer, and sound engineer of the film, David W. Pedersen. A Beautiful View of Nothing is an independent short film directed by Blake Labriola. The film was shot on a zero budget, relying on the kindness of others, peanut butter sandwiches, and inflatable mattresses. The movie follows Moses Beale, who lives in a world with a limited timeline. When his friends, family, and coworkers all start to literally disappear, he's left questioning the purpose of spending the remainder of his days alone. Can Moses achieve a lifetime of meaning within 5 days, or is he destined to fade away like most of those who surround him? That question and more all addressed in A Beautiful View of Nothing. So Dave, how did this script surface, and what about it interested you enough into making it into a film?
I think it just starts with an idea, and ideas start with experience. I'm not sure where the experiences or where the ideas come from. For writers, it's a question you often get, but I have no idea where they come from.
It's inspiration.
I guess so. So basically, when I do get ideas, I put them down on a note card, and I'll either, if I don't use them for one script, I'll save them for another one. So basically, because we're doing vignettes, the original idea for the film was to do vignettes, real short sequences. I just took a bunch of stuff that I liked, case studies on bystander effect, conversations I've had with my brother, you know, and mashed them together. And it's basically where the concept and ideas came from.
Cool. Was this always meant to be a film, or is this just a story you wrote and you wanted to adapt it?
It was made for the screen.
It was made for the screen.
I don't think it would work as far as, because it's in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it would work for a short story, but it definitely worked for the screen. So.
I gotcha. Okay, so you were, involved in all aspects of production. You know, you wrote the film. On set, you were the sound engineer, and then in post, you were doing a lot of work on it. What are some of the challenges of seeing this thing all the way through?
The challenges of seeing it all the way through are that it takes a lot of time to do it right. Mm-hmm. You can't just say, I mean, you could. There's a lot of people that do this, say, we're going to go make a movie, and then we're going to plan for a week, and then go shoot for 4 weeks. That doesn't make any sense to me. To me, it's, you plan for 8 weeks, and you shoot for 4 weeks. So making sure that the locations were visually stimulating, making sure that the cast knew what they were doing, making sure that, the lighter, the gaffers knew what they were doing. It's just a lot of work. Mm-hmm. And being able to see it for the first time, I mean, from a soundman's perspective, it was really neat. And knowing the script definitely helped as far as for sound, just because I knew when to move the boom to which character. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of pre-production, a lot of work.
Right.
So.
It was just recently screened for the first time in front of people and everything. So, what was it like for you? Were you a little nervous showing it to everybody?
I was absolutely not nervous at all.
Not nervous at all.
Yeah.
Nervous
I was terrified the whole time. And I mean, it's great. It's cool to see, but the stuff that I enjoy, I don't know if other people do. Hopefully they do. I write, if I come up with an idea or something, it's something that I would want to read or something that I would want to see. That doesn't mean that everybody else wants to see it. But it seemed like last night when we showed the film, mm-hmm. It went over pretty well. People understood it.
Right.
Even though it's in reverse, which can be confusing, but it didn't seem like that was a big crutch or anything. So,
mm-hmm. So you're so close to this story and everything. When you give it away to Blake, the director, what were some of the challenges there? You obviously had to have some creative differences. I mean, you hear bad stories about writers being on sets mm-hmm. and them losing their minds off of a small change. Yeah. What is it like for you as a writer being on set and seeing a different director, a different person interpreting your work?
Well, I'd say that the good thing about Blake and I is that we both have nerves of steel. We never get nervous. Mm-hmm. He's basically like Matthew McConaughey to my Woody Harrelson.
Wow.
Yeah, we're just
quite the comparison.
No, it is scary. Because when you hand it over, it's not yours anymore. But I didn't know Blake that well when we first started, but I found out that I could trust him. It takes a time to gain that trust, and to have that relationship where you can talk about it. But he did a fantastic job, and it's just as much our film as it is, or my film as it is his. Working with the actors. So yeah, I don't know. It's scary, but. If you find a good one, then it takes the burden off of you too. So.
Oh yeah. So what was your favorite part of the process? I mean, not just, being a sound guy or editing or anything. I mean, what was your favorite part of being involved?
I think probably working on the music once, because editing is such a tedious process. Coloring is such a tedious process. Being on set is fun, but it's a ball of anxiety. I'm a ball of anxiety the whole time because I'm waiting for something to fail, the whole time. So I think working on the music, once you have picture lock, everything's ready to go. You kind of have an idea how the movie's going to look. Then you get to write music, which adds this feeling to it. It changes everything completely. So if you want to go with a happier feel, you could write something happy. If you want to go with more melancholy feel, you could write something sadder and kind of basically just play jazz with it and see what comes out. And working with Mickey Rosenquist was great because he took my original ideas and then some of his own and made this beautiful score. So.
So that's another credit that you have is making the music on it. I mean,
part of the music.
Part of the music, yeah. Right. I think because I've seen the film, I mean, that's one of the strongest parts of it. I think is the music, and how well it meshes together with everything. I mean, how do you go about choosing things? I mean, like if someone else is looking from an outside perspective and they just see a scene on a timeline. Yeah. What is your thought process from like, maybe we need something here, maybe it works better without any music? I mean, a lot of this film has no dialogue in it.
Yep.
So you're probably tempted a lot to put music probably throughout a lot of those quieter moments.
It's weird because there isn't a lot of dialogue, and some of the stuff we wanted it to be very quiet. And the weird thing was when we showed it was how quiet it is. It's a very quiet film, and when there is no music going, you can hear like the audience breathing or moving in their seats. So that's, it's pretty weird. But then when there's actually talking, I think there's more music under dialogue than I think there is under actual silences or parts without dialogue. You just have to pick and choose your battles. If you put it in there and it changes it for, it makes it worse, then take it out. Or if you put it in there and it doesn't really add anything, then you might as well take it out. So.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. It's basically trial and error with that. So.
So the cast is pretty small in this movie as well. What was it like working with P Navas, who played Moses and everything?
It was great. Pete is a really good actor. I didn't know that he stayed in character. So the first day on set.
Oh, he did. Didn't know that either.
The first day on set, I remember Pete being kind of a jerk.
A lot, actually.
He's kind of a jerk, and the character is kind of a jerk. But as I got to know Pete, he was very quiet and to himself, and he kind of opened up a little bit. But I respect Pete because he's been on so many other shoots where you never know as an actor what you're going to get yourself into. Somebody might say, "Well, this is." We're an award-winning film crew, and the award they won was, a very small award or something.
We're going to take a look at a clip from the film. You want to explain what's happening in here?
I think this is the Judith and Moses scene.
Okay. You get to see Pete in action here. Let's take a look at this clip from a beautiful view of nothing.
I really did love you. I still love you. I've always loved you.
Moses, why did you say that? I can't say that to you. I can't. It's not fair. You wanted to be honest, right?
No, like love, like friendship, love. I'm not saying this right. We're friends. We dated for a while, and now we're really good friends. That's all.
I mean, everyone involved in this process, I think, really got a lot out of it. I mean, you talk about bringing in extras and everything like that. What was that process like? I mean, asking people just to come in for a couple hours, and maybe a second or here of screen time.
It's tough because when I don't want to write crowd scenes, but I do in everything. Right. And then I don't think about it. I'm like, oh man, we need like 10 or 15 people. So you have to do it early. You have to get a hold of people early, and it's always like fingers crossed at the last minute that enough people are going to show up. Again, that's just something where you can be prepared for. I don't think there's any easier way to do it, easier way than what we're doing.
Right. So next up is going to be some film festivals, hopefully, for this film. You guys raised a lot of money on Kickstarter. What, you want to talk about that process?
Yeah, we had a film festival submission fund because the film was made for a zero budget, but we don't have any money submitted to films, which cost about, or to film festivals, which cost about $35 to $60 per pop, not even guaranteeing that you're going to get in. So we were lucky enough to raise $905 from friends and some strangers, which will make that a lot easier for us.
Well, we're going to wrap it up here, but real quick, lightning round question, favorite movie, go.
All Quiet on the Western Front, 1930.
All right, I'd like to thank David W. Pedersen for talking with us today about this very unique student short film. Look out for a beautiful view of nothing at film festivals in the coming months. Remember, if it's not reviewed here, it just isn't real. I'm Walter Banasiak, and I will see you at the movies.